Hey friends, this is Saturday, the Saturday before Easter, so the 15th. And yesterday, Scott had the day off work for Good Friday, so we all piled in the car early in the morning and went to the big city and did a ton of shopping. And we did went to Costco, and by the time I got home last night, I was just not in the mood to do a Costco haul. So I thought today, as I bring you along with my day, I would start off with just showing you what we picked up at Costco. First thing I got was a 50-pound bag of bread flour. I have been baking our own bread for quite some time now, and I bake about 2 loaves a week, and I've been buying them, the bread flour in like 5-pound bags, and I just decided I'm not going to keep monkeying with that. I'm just going to get the 50-pound bag and be done with it. I can store it in the freezer to keep the bugs out of it, and it'll last us quite a long time, and it was really cheap. I don't remember how much it was, but it was under $10 for this, so it's not organic, but that's okay. Then I got a box of these fig bars. Scott loves to take these in his lunch for a snack at work. I got a 3-pound bag of walnuts. These are for my son Conyer Terpsy. This bag will last us over a year. He gets a couple of walnuts every day, and he loves them. Got some avocados. These are all really hard, but that's good because, excuse me, got morning throat or something. These will last us like a whole month. I'll take them out one at a time to let them ripen, keep the rest of them in the refrigerator, and they'll last us a long time. I got another thing of honey because I use honey in my bread instead of sugar. Oh, what else did we get? We got some of this Classico tomato and basil pasta sauce, a case of green beans, a box of this organic applesauce. They're in the little cups. I use this in my baking instead of oil. You can replace it. In most baked goods, you can replace the oil with applesauce, and it greatly reduces the calories. So I use this for that. And this wasn't exactly cheap, but I only use it for my baking, so it will last a really long time. And I really like that it's organic. I got a case of chicken broth. I use this in lots of things. Let's see, I got a case of water. We always pick up a case of water every time we go. I got a thing of extra virgin olive oil, the organic. I got some of this pasta, organic pasta. We get this every time. And then the only other 2 things I got was a package of pizza snacks for the kids, which they're in the freezer downstairs. I'm not going to go down and get them. And a thing of these sweet potato fries. These are really, really good. They're seasoned just right. They're not greasy, and I really, really like them. And they're better and easier than getting your own sweet potato and cutting them up and making your own fries. And I'm the only one in the family who really likes sweet potato fries, so those will last a long time. Okay, that's my Costco haul. Like I said, I'm going to be taking you along today during my day. Got a lot of cooking and things to do to get ready for Easter. Also, while we were in town, one of the reasons we went was because my son needed a new pair of dress pants desperately. And so he's a big guy. He's 6'1". He weighs probably about 200 pounds. He's very broad-shouldered, very stocky. He's built like my brother. And he, clothes at Walmart just don't fit him. So we had to go try to find a big and tall shop. Well, we ended up going to Kohl's, and they had a wide selection of dress pants, and we were able to find him a pair of dress pants that actually fit him there. And then Travis he really wanted a suit. Well, suits are incredibly expensive, and so I'm like, I can't spend $300 or more on a suit. So we decided to go to Goodwill and see if they had any suit coats, and they had a ton of them. And this suit coat It needs to be dry cleaned. It's got one little stain on the shoulder, but I think it's food or something, so I think it'll come out when we get it dry cleaned. But we got this jacket for him for $4.99, so $5 for a suit jacket, and it matches the pants we got him almost perfectly. And then while we were there, let me back up just a little bit with my story here. The reason why he needed dress pants is they're graduating in June, first part of June, so he needed dress pants for the graduation ceremony. Plus, he just needed dress pants. I mean, there's times for weddings and funerals and things that you need dress pants. You shouldn't wear jeans. So he just needed them. And then also, our homeschool group, not the co-op that I belong to, but the Indiana group, the big group of homeschoolers, the group that's putting on the graduation ceremony, they also have a spring formal or a prom for the high schoolers. And always in the past, neither one of my kids had any interest in going. But this year, Olivia said, well, it's going to be my last chance to go, so she wanted to go. So he also got the suit coat and pants for prom. And while we were at the Goodwill, we found this beautiful formal dress for Olivia. And it's just so pretty. And it fits her beautifully, and she looks so pretty in it. And we got it for $10. She was just going to wear her Easter dress, the dress that I got her for Easter, because we weren't going to spend $1 zillion on a formal dress. But we just happened to see this, and it's her favorite color, and she just loves the style. It's very princessy, and she just loves it, and she looks beautiful in it. And then we also found these shoes, and they were $3. The heel is a little high for her, but she loves them, and her daddy said it looks like Cinderella shoes. So she's going to look so beautiful for her prom. She's not going to go with a date. She's going to go with her brother, but this is the way the homeschool group works. You don't have to have a date. So she's really excited, and her dress needs to be dry cleaned as well. So probably Monday I'm going to drop these two things off at the dry cleaners, and then they'll be ready for prom. And I'm feeling a little emotional about it already. I'm such a mom. Here's my Jenny. Sweetie. Hi, sweetie girl. You ready to go in your outside cage? Your summer home? Jenny's been in there all winter. And I think I'm going to put her in her summer home now. So this is Virginia's summer home. And this year we are going to expand her yard, and we're going to make a more permanent fence so that my dogs can't pester her when she's outside. But yeah, it's a beautiful day, so it's time for Jenny to get some grass and be able to eat some grass. Yes. Pepper? No. Okay, so before I go inside to do my cooking for Easter, I'm going to do a little bit of work out here in the duck pen. It's such a mess. It's always such a mess in the spring. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take down this set of tarps right here. I really don't think we're going to get any more really bad cold weather, and probably certainly not any snowstorms. I'm not going to take down all of the tarps today, but this one is all frayed. The winter really took a toll on it. So I'm going to take that one down. And then inside the pen, I'm not going to do a lot of cleaning today, but I'm going to clean out the cages of my confined ducks. These two ducks. I have 3 ducks that are lame, and I've got 2 that are not too bad, and they're in this pen. But I need to rake all that nasty stuff out and put some fresh hay down for them. And then over here I've got Bianca, And she is very lame. Very, very lame. She has, I don't know, major problems. And so she has to be by herself. And so I'm going to clean out her pool, give her some water therapy. And while she's in the pool swimming around, I'm going to rake all this yucky stuff out and put some fresh hay down for her. So when I get those chores done, I'm going to go back in the house and start some cleaning, or not cleaning, cooking. Cooking for Easter. Alright, so I got her pen cleaned out. She's enjoying her bath, as you can see. I'll leave her in there she can't get in or out of the pool by herself. So I'll leave her in there for a couple of hours, and then I'll come out and pull her back out again. But I put some fresh straw down. My son brought me the straw from the barn, and he didn't bring me enough, but I think it'll do. And I got these guys all cleaned out. That's the big pile that I raked out of there. I'm going to send Travis out later with a pitchfork to get that out, and he can take it and put it on the garden. But yeah, there's still a muddy mess, but that's just the way spring is. It's just such a muddy mess. And then I filled these guys' pools, and they're having a blast. And I got some cabbage leaves that my neighbor gave me that I'm put out for them. They're not real interested in them right now, but by the end of the day, they'll be gone, I'm sure. And I also got that big tarp off the front. So it's a start. Spring cleaning is always the worst. It's always the worst. There's so much work after the winter. Oh, so much to do. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to make today for our Easter dinner tomorrow is our dessert. And I'm going to make a Black Forest trifle. And I'm pretty sure I did a video on how to make this. If I did, I will put a card in the corner. And if I haven't, then sometime I will make a video for you on how to do this. But you start with a brownie mix or a cake mix. And I'm using this one. We do not have to eat gluten-free in our house, but I just like these gluten-free brownies better than any other brownie mix I've ever tried, and they are also dairy-free, which I have to be dairy-free. So I'm going to make this brownie mix up, and then I'm going to cook. This is the kind of pudding that you have to cook on top of the stove, and I have 2 boxes of that, and I'm going to be making it with almond milk. So I have to get this cooked and cooled before I can assemble the trifle. And then in order for it to be Black Forest, you have to have cherry. So I got 2 cans of cherry pie filling. I was going to try to use organic, but I couldn't find any organic. And then on the very top layer of the trifle is Cool Whip. And this is a dairy-free Cool Whip made with coconut milk and coconut oil, and it's delicious. So this is what I will be using for the very top of the trifle. So let's get this going, and when I have all the components done and ready to assemble, I'll be back and I'll show you how I assemble my trifle. Okay, so while the brownies and the pudding are cooling, I'm going to put together a Jell-O salad. And it's going to have in it orange Jell-O. This is that Simply Good all natural Jell-O. 1 can of crushed pineapple, and 2 cans of mandarin oranges, some chopped pecans, and some shredded carrots. So let's get this Jell-O salad put together. What you want to do, I'm just going to go ahead and mix it in the bowl that I'm going to serve it in. I just feel like there's no reason to mess up a bunch of dishes if you don't have to. So I'm just going to open up the Jell-O and dump it in this bowl, both packages. And then to that you add 1 cup of boiling water, and you just stir that till it is fully dissolved. And then instead of adding cold water or cool water to this, you're going to add the juice that you get from the pineapples and the oranges when you drain them. So I'm going to go ahead and get this, stir this till it is dissolved. I do a variation of this Jell-O for Christmas and Thanksgiving. I call it my holiday Jell-O, and I wanted to do something similar, but I wanted it to be more like springy and have spring flavors. So that's why I'm doing it with the orange Jell-O. And instead of cranberries, I'm going to put carrots, shredded carrots in here. Okay. So that looks pretty dissolved. So you need to put 1.5 cups of the fruit juice in it. So I've had the pineapple and the oranges draining for a while. So I'm going to go ahead and just do 1. Oops. It was almost exactly 1.5, so that turned out great. And then to that, you just start dumping the rest of the ingredients. So in here is the pineapple and 1 can of the oranges. My strainer wasn't big enough for both cans, so I'm going to go ahead and drain the second can. Let that set for a minute. That looks very pretty already. And then you're going to add 1 cup of chopped nuts, which this bag is 2-cup bag, so I'm just going to eyeball it. I like lots of nuts, so if there's a little extra, that's okay too. Add that in. Pour in the other can of drained mandarin oranges. And Olivia is working on shredding the carrots now. So when she gets those done and we're ready to add them to this, we'll be back. Okay, so here is the carrots. Olivia used her peeler to just grate them into thin ribbons, and then I just used a regular cheese grater and grated them into fine bits. So there's 2 different textures of carrot in the salad, and it is 2 carrots we used. So 2 carrots, 2 medium-sized carrots is perfect. The perfect amount. So I'm going to go ahead and get that stirred in, and then you'll stick this in the refrigerator overnight and it'll be gelled and delicious by tomorrow. I don't know if my son Travis will like it, because he's very much opposed to vegetables, but he might eat it this way. I'll make him taste it anyway. I always make him taste everything, because I tell him, you don't know if you don't like it if you don't taste it first. Okay, so there's the Jell-O done. Alright, when the brownies are cool and the pudding is cool, I'll be back and we'll put the trifle together. Completely cool, and the pudding is almost completely cool. It's cool enough. So I've got my trifle dish here. I don't know if this is an actual trifle dish, but that's what I use it for. And I'm going to cut these brownies up into little chunks. And I don't know that I will use all of this whole pan for this dessert. Olivia gave me instructions to make sure and leave some behind. So, of course, we have to taste test the ingredients and make sure they're good, right? So I'm just going to cut these up into little chunks. And they don't have to be perfect or, you know, anything, because they're going to just be in a layer. I'll just cut half the pan for now. So I'm just going to take some of these brownie bits, and you can kind of bust them up with your fingers if you want to, if they're too big, because you kind of want them to be bite-sized. But they do kind of just, they get moistened from the pudding and everything just kind of gels together, so I love making trifles. I like making them with all different flavored puddings and things, and since they have a nice variety of dairy-free things now, they're really fun to make. Okay, so then, like I said, the pudding is a little bit warm yet, so it'll thicken up more once it gets completely cool. So I'm just going to pour about a third of it over the brownies. Spread it with my spatula. And then I've got my cherry pie, and I have 2 cans, but I don't know if I'll use both cans. But it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So I'm just going to take dollops of the cherries and kind of put them towards the edges so that the trifle looks pretty from the outside. That's one of the reasons why you make trifle in a glass dish, is so that it looks pretty on the outside. So then I'm just going to go ahead and put cherries all around. Okay, and then you go back with more of the brownie. Put another brownie layer. This is really the first year that I can remember that we had an Easter dinner just at our house. Always in the past we would go over to my mother and Dad's house for Easter. But as you know, my mom passed away about a year ago, and this year my dad and my older brother are going to my youngest brother's house for Easter dinner. So we're just going to have a celebration here at home. And I've got a ham that I'm going to cook, and we're going to have baked potatoes and brown and serve rolls, Jello salad, and maybe another vegetable. I don't know. I don't know if another vegetable is really necessary, because the Jello has fruit and carrots in it, as you saw when I made it. And then this trifle for dessert. Yes, and I'm going to need 2 cans. Thought I would, but so now after this layer, I'm going to put a small layer or thin layer of the Cool Whip, which, as I showed you before, is the coconut Cool Whip. I want to save most of this to go on the very top, but I think it would look pretty with a layer of white down the middle. You can also make this where you take the Cool Whip and you mix it in with the pudding, and it makes it more like a mousse texture. So I'm going to use maybe a third of that and just make a small thin layer. And like I said, make sure it goes clear to the edges so that you can see it. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to need just a smidge more to go around all the edges. Okay, there's that. And then we're going to do one more layer of brownie. Oops, I'm a messy cook. This is going to be way more than the 4 of us can eat. But I might take some over for my dad and my brother, just so they can enjoy it at home. I know they wouldn't say no to it, that's for sure. Okay, I'm going to kind of mush it down just a smidge. Okay, there's that. My hands are very sticky. Then I'm going to put the rest of the pudding on. I won't be using all of the pie filling because that'll be way too full. So I'm just going to put the rest of this Cool Whip on top. May not go all the way to the edges, which is okay. It's alright if some of the filling and everything peeks over the top. Okay, so there's that. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to take cherries and just put it just around the edges where the Cool Whip didn't quite make it to the edge of the dish, just so that it looks pretty. And we're not having company or anything, it's just for us, but I like to make dishes that look pretty sometimes, especially for special occasions. So there that is around the edge. And I'm going to take a couple of cherries and just drop them right in the middle. And there, that is how you assemble a Black Forest trifle. So, thanks a lot for coming along with me on this beautiful but busy Saturday. And we got a lot done today, and I'm very pleased with the progress that I've made outside. And I think our Easter dinner is going to be very lovely. I will be uploading this video on Monday after Easter, so I hope that you all have a very wonderful, joyous, and blessed Easter with your families. Thanks a lot for watching, friends. Bye.